What's up, boys? Danny here, and in this video I'm going to bring you my favorite DPS, AoE, war, massive open world PvP build. Boys, if you wanted to come hang out, I will be over on Twitch pretty much daily on Danneh TV. Come over and say hi. As mentioned, in this particular video, this bow build is built pretty much specifically for territory wars or massive open world PvP, where there is going to be a melee train smashing your melee train, and it's just going to be all out chaos. So lots of AoE, lots of damage, but you can die very quickly. So a bit of an advanced build. All right, let's jump into it. Firstly, we'll look at the skills that you're going to be picking, your actives and your passives. Okay, so we'll start off on the left-hand tree, the skirmisher build. Firstly, we're going to take evasive tactics. This will give you a 20% more damage every time you dodge. So again, if you are completely out in the open and you're free and no one's attacking you, make sure you're dodging. Make sure you're getting this damage increase. Then we're going to be taking Rain of Arrows. Again, fantastic for big fights, big AoE damage. Shoot a barrage of arrows 7 meters wide that deal 150% weapon damage. Let's upgrade this to the max. So Rain of Arrows causes bleed, dealing 85% weapon damage over 12 seconds, maximum of 3 stacks. And finally, Rain of Arrows causes a 15% slow for 4 seconds. Let's jump over to the other side. We will take Poison Shot for our next active ability. Shoot a poison arrow that on hit or land creates a cloud of poison 3 meters wide that lasts for 10 seconds. Foes entering the cloud are poisoned, dealing 10% weapon damage per second for 20 seconds. Again, let's upgrade this to the max. Lots of AoE damage. So Poison Shots. Poison now deals 12% damage per second for 20 seconds. And direct hit. If you directly hit a target with Poison Shot, it will deal 200% more damage. And the passives within this tree we want to take are Dodge and Weave. After you dodge, gain 10% haste. Great for getting away. Hunter's Insight. Hitting a foe with a debuff grants 5% stamina. Battle Precision. Debuffs and dots last 20% longer. Finally, Mark. Deal 10% more damage to foes suffering from a debuff. So again, the idea is that we'll be fighting and using this within a big group battle. So pretty much all of your enemies should have some sort of debuff on them. So moving over to the Hunter. The Hunter tree here. We will take long range, deal 20% more damage to foes at least 10 meters away. We will take aim true. Heavy attack arrows fly faster and deal 30% more damage. We will take finishing shot. If your target is below 50% health, deal 20% more damage. And for our final active, we will take splinter shot. This shoots out an arrow, and at 10 meters, it will split into 3 arrows, dealing 50% weapon damage. Let's upgrade this to the max. So Scatter Shot will now split into 5 arrows. And finally, reduce the cooldown of Splinter Shot by 10%. So the last 2 passives we will take on the Hunter tree are Arrow Range. Increase arrow distance before gravity drop-off starts by 100%. And Bow Critical Strike chance will be increased by 10%. So again, all of these abilities that we're taking and the passives that we're taking are mainly focused around big group PvP. So your territory, your 50 versus 50s, your 60 versus 60s, big open world stuff where you're going to have lots of people fighting. It's going to be epic. So big damage, big AoE. So moving on to the attribute points now, let's see where we would place them. So let's make the assumption that you are now level 60 or on your way to 60 and you have a full set of armor and a weapon. You should have, give or take, around 450 attribute points by now. You may have a bit less, you may have a bit more. That will depend on the gear that you're wearing and everything. But on average, you should have around 450 points. So the way we're going to spend this is we're going to put 300 points into dexterity, and that is going to give us a 5% chance to critical hit. It is going to give us plus 5 thrust damage. Dodging will cost 10 less stamina. You will get a 10% bonus to backstab and headshot damage. You will get a plus 10 bonus to critical hit damage on stunned, slowed, or rooted enemies. And you'll get a guaranteed critical hit after a dodge roll. So again, that final one, making sure you're using your dodge roll, you get a damage increase, you get haste, and now you get a guaranteed critical hit. So some of these bonuses don't really fit so well with this particular build, but we need that high dexterity for that high damage output. So with our final 150 points on this particular build, I am going to throw it all into Constitution. What we're going to get is a bit more health and a couple of cheeky little bonuses. So the first bonus we're going to get is all healing consumables will last 20% longer. We will get an increase to max health and our physical armor by 10%, and we will get minus 10% to crit damage that is taken to us. So depending on your secondary, you may want to move these around. In a second I'll talk about the weapons that I would like to pair up, but you could move it to strength, you could move it to intelligence, you can move it to focus, you can move these kind of final points around if you didn't want to put them into Constitution, but I would definitely recommend sticking a max dexterity in there just for that massive damage. The two weapons that I would recommend that you pair up with the bow in this particular build are the spear. I think the spear is fucking cool. And secondly, the rapier. The skills that I recommend you take with the spear are javelin, because javelin is just cool. Sweep and cyclone. And for the rapier, I would take evade, riposte, and flesh. A lot of these abilities will give you some sort of escape route should you need it, or if you manage to get close to an enemy, you can drop quite a lot of damage with these with a bit of a lunge on most of them. And again, the javelin on the spear is just one of the coolest moves I think in the game. Seeing someone get hit with that thing is just epic. To conclude, I think the bow can be used very well in wars and large-scale open world PvP, but it would need to be used by someone who is very quick and definitely makes use of the right abilities at the right time. For example, someone on comms calls a successful Gravwell from the Great Axe. You will need to be there dropping your poison and rain of arrows on that group that's just been caught by the Gravwell pretty much instantly, just to make sure that you get the most out of your AoE. There are other weapons that may be more preferential for wars or open world PvP, but if you did want to use the bow, I really think this build could be very good. Again, paired up with the right secondary weapon to suit your playstyle. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my feelings. That's my opinion on the bow, and this is my bow build, big AoE bow build. If you liked it, please leave a thumbs up. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel. It really helps me grow. It really means a lot. And as always, boys, stay safe, and I will see you in the next video.